Top good morning, ladies. My name is Az, and welcome to part 2 of What If Zuko was or became the Diamond Blast. So I don't remember. So in the part 1 of this videos, I went over like the tragic backstory, the Zuko's, and he was infused with Infinity and Zero, and he has a quirk thing. So then, yeah. So recap, he basically he got banned or got kicked out of his house for being quirkless. That's what they thought he was. And then he comes across these two crystals inside of a cave, and yeah. Then he goes by a different name. But his girlfriend, when he used to go home dating on at age of 3, he knew that he was her totally, and yeah. So they basically, Zuko went over, yeah. So then time skip to All My vs. All for One. Zuko steps in, he kills All for One, and then Shraki-san comes in, uses his powers to, basically, basically Zuko Shraki-san used his power on Zuko's face, so these stones that were on his face got disintegrated instead of him. So, yeah, from the neck up. So then when he got peeled from his, rock stuff, when he became, when he looked so smooth and perfect that every girl was instantly fell in love with him. Even the news reporter, the one that was holding the mic, got a nosebleed from it. And he, because it was broadcast across the world, every girl was fell over, and yeah. They were, yeah. And boys were like, man, he looks so good looking one too. That even made, yeah. So, yeah. So then when they got back to the dorms, or he did take his rocks from that was peeled off of his skin to his bedroom. Then Momo, Ochako, and Mina walked up to him and asked him to go on a date with him. And he was so embarrassed. So then Literally, the ice princess, Blaze, or Blizzard, asked them to, I don't know, as they're like, oh, I see, you're his girlfriend, aren't you? So So then the next morning, he got a surprise form of, let's count again. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 1, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. Okay, I don't remember what was the last one was, but he has 30 kids. Some of them are like taller than Mount, or if Mountain Lady and Midnight stand on top of each other. That's how tall. Oh, and then some are like you could find in beauty pageant things. They are so adorable. And then some are like real bodybuilders. Some of them even are like so kind-hearted. So then he's like, oh. As he was the first one woke up, he walks over, or as he's been like, I'm not talking about them being little kids. I'm talking about them, they were adults. Same age as Zuko, who 15. Yeah. He's like, when he walks out, every girl's like, sit by me, sit by me. And he's like, I need to recover from it. Because I've been... So then he been... And who's that pretty girl? And some of them are like wondering, like even, who's that pretty girl, or who's that girl that's right walking right next to you? Is she your girlfriend now? Nope. And she says, I'm his daughter, Hunter. And they're like, what? Yeah. Morning. Sorry. Here. Hold on. Give me a minute. Hero. And everyone was like, wait, so you're his daughter? Yeah. Come on out, siblings. Or come on out, brothers and sisters. As they hear like stampedes, as they all looked up at, some of them were taller than most characters. Yeah. He looks down at them. Or they're like, how did you... First of all, and there asks Zuko, who? How did you come up with these 30 kids. And, and, huh? Well, as the nerdy daughter of Zuku's says that we were born from, those rocks that were around his body? Yeah. Well, once he peels off all of these rocks, and that's how we were born. Yeah. As they're like, what? All of you were born from his, like, outer shell? Like his skin? Like his rock skin? Yep. And one of them agrees. So, he's still, yeah. So, they're like, man, and plus you're same age as rest of us. Yeah. So then they're like, man, how can, as Zuko says, let me show you. As he concentrates his body, as he mean not his entire, like, skin, but let's say his arm, this piece, near the elbow part, let's say he rips that part off, and throws, or he puts it on the ground. As a human, another child has been born from Zuko's, like, rocky body thing. And they're like, whoa, your entire body. And how did they get their clothes? As some of the girls, like, looked over at his son, and he were like, did the same thing what they saw Zuko was. Like, those girls had blood coming down their noses. Like, they were, like, fell over backwards. And the Ice Princess was able to, yeah. She only truly loves Zuko, so she asks him to go on a date, and yeah. So they've been, like, dating for a long time. So then the only couple days, or no, couple of years until they are fully adults. So then Mr. Aizawa came in, and they're like, oh, who's these? Are these trespassers? No. They're my kids. And if you start wondering, I mean, it's from my, those rocks that formed around my body? Yeah. Well, when you take off the piece of it, here, let me demonstrate. As he takes Rocky's side thing, he took off a piece from it, and then another kid. So he has 32 kids now. And Mr. Aizawa was like, huh. even Nezu was there, or is there, and he's like, man, you can, if you peel your own, like, yeah. So then when Zumi, he was like, man, brother. So let's say after they trained and ball throw, or no, dodgeball, Zumi went over to Inko, or back to the house, and told her that, man, the Zuku, or my brother, is actually has so much power. As Inko says, what do you mean? He could turn into a flaming rocks, hunks, like he actually has a quirk, actually. And they told, Zumi told Inko that the Zuku who wasn't actually quirkless. It was hard for him to pronounce what his quirk was actually. And Inko was like, wait, what? So you said, and the quirk doctor lied about that? Yeah. No, he said that that so I see him, or one of the students told me that it was hard for anyone to pronounce. So that's why he said quirkless instead. Okay. And so she looks at Inko and tells her that, I hope that you want grandchildren's things. Yeah. Yeah. So then Zuko says to Asashi, because Asashi was like a pro hero, but he's still waking up before he goes to work thing. Well, when she told them that if they wanted kids things, well, Zuko, of course, actually, Asashi was like, wait, so you're saying that your brother has a quirk that can't be, or couldn't be pronounced correctly, right? Yes. Okay, that should make sense. That's why the quirk doctors was, yeah. So then the quirk doctor, Zumi tells them that he has the powers of crystals, or control crystals, fire. He could turn his body to like rocks, like make a outer layer that he could pull off. And she also says, has two of them, he could make minions, aren't like kids, and from his own rocky body, like as she tells him, as like Zuko, not Zuko, the Inko's like, man, so you're saying that he is powerful too. Yeah. And plus, what I heard from Zuko, that he was also more powerful than any of us. Because you know why? And Zumi or Inko's and Asashi's like wondering why. Well, you know that rumors of whoever worthy to touch both crystals at the same time? Yeah. Well, Zuko found them. Found the crystals. Or should I say crystals like controlled him to come to the cave where he was at. Or where they were at. And touch both of them. Yeah. As Inko, who turns around and she could not believe even. So, even the Sashi was like, what? Come on. It was just like that kid, that one right there. He couldn't, or Sashi could not believe that Zuko found the crystals and he was worthy enough to wield them. And plus, yeah. Yeah, so basically, yeah, when the entire world heard that, and and he demonstrated his powers of infinity and zero, the entire world was like, oh boy, he's worthy. We all should give up being the villains. Villains say that, but they all respect him as they loved, or some of the people, or some of the villains that are like women, loved him to death. Oh, yeah. Some of the guys are like, yeah, we respect him, not you, All Might, because he has more power than anyone. He wields that much power. And everyone was surprised about it. He was so surprised about they were so surprised when he demonstrated his full power. And yeah. Yeah, let's say, yeah, overhaul, heard about that, and he respects the guy. And plus, Aries, even the younger generation that is like the little kids, like little girls, wanted to marry him. They were only like 3 or 4 years old. And Zuko is like taller than them, or more older than them. Yeah. And then some of the kids and were like, yeah. And the boys that are 3 or 4 years old said, I want to be him when I grow up. I want to be him when I grow up. And Zuko, who was pretty popular. Yeah. And plus, when Aries watched that, yeah, he trusts everyone. He trusts, yeah. His popularity went through the roof. They could not believe how much and popularity and he went through. He went from like below zero, or no, he used to be like in the nobody zone to being the number one famous people. And Zuko's is when they did the internship thing, like, or not the internship, the popularity thing, they all voted for Zuko. Yeah. And he always had to wear these, like, rocky bodies still. Like, no, when I say that, he had to wear his usual skin, like that one, when he goes to public places. So that because he was not cowardly, but he's just too embarrassed. Alright. To like, but the only people that do know that's him is his sisters and his classmates. Because he was so embarrassed. So, but his girlfriend, the Ice Princess, always hooks onto him. And of course, yeah. And they all like, man. And even like, Mina's like, man, are you just scared? And the Ice Princess answered for him, no, he's not scared. He's just too embarrassed. Right, honeyman? And she looks at him when she says that to him. As he nods his head. As he covers his face. Yeah. And everyone was like, oh my goodness, it's Zuko. Who? And he was so embarrassed. So, yeah. So let's see how much. Okay. So, yeah. So then now it was Overhaul versus the entire Class 1A. Because during the ball throws, dodgeball, everyone, instead of attacking into him, they all attacked everyone around him, knocking each other's out. As he's so embarrassed. Yeah. And his kids that he has from like his rock body trained. And plus they got their quirks checked before her. And yeah, like she has or the or his kid had a like same thing what she has, as, but like a little bit taller, and yeah. Plus, that's why they made special blades for her. So then she also uses her quirk to drain, or like basically her quirk is like that Delphic one. The smooth fruit, or not smooth. I forget what her Delphic is. I totally forget about her Delphic, so that's why. the and some of them are so cute that they even like went through beauty contests, and they're like, that's Zuko's daughters. And they were like, they always win the competition because they're, yeah. And then their sons, they have this special blades because their quirks was actually rock creation. That's what it's called. Rock creation. And so they created a sword that was specially designed, like basically like how Hawkeye's sword is, but way better. And yeah, then some of them are just learning how basic math and reading things. Yeah. And then they're like, man, that's cool. So, yeah. So then the day came where Musashi and Zuko were just talking, and Musashi says, you want to be back in the family? And he says, sure. And he, as long as you don't throw mirrors at me or at anyone, I won't. I promise. Because I still have, as he pulls out the glass mirror, as he shows it to his honor, son, you kept this for a long time. Yeah. So then the day came, 18, and Zuko and Ice Girl, I said Ice Girl, or Ice Princess, they both got married. And of course, she wants her own, like, how Endeavor and his wife found her balance. Of course, Zuko, and her were, yeah. And so she ends up having, right on the money, 50-50. So, but she basically has a kid and 3 kids inside her. Yeah. And one was ice, one was fire, or actually 2 of them ice, and one is between ice and fire. So yeah, 2 boys, 1 girl. And yeah, And the girl had this, looked like a similar to how Todoroki looks, but hair color reversed. Like red on the left and then white on the right. I don't remember. So let's see. It would be like, yeah, it would be reversed one. So, yeah. But it would be having the long hair and like more girly one. So, Zuko, who is now happy. And of course, everyone loves him. Everyone cares about him. Now it's time for me to let this story be in the history books from now on. Peace out, y'all. Peace.